today?
Everything's all right.
Right. Dave, how you doing? Might as well just pay the dollar up right now.
Yeah, I guess so.
What about you, Ralph? You have fun with the kids this weekend?
Oh, yeah. Next weekend we got busy. We got an addition we're going to put on over at Denny's house.
You're going to make the kids help you?
Yeah, of course.
Sweet.
Start them young. Start them young, yeah.
First thing we're going to be doing this morning is going to be covering the JSA on the pour. Once again, we are pouring a foundation. We're going to be setting the pump truck up on the west side. So on the specific task steps, I've got pump set up. We got to watch out for struck by or pinch points. The ways we got to correct that is we got to make sure whoever's backing these trucks up, they are maintaining eye contact and they have their orange vest on. So Dave, that's going to be you. That's going to be a critical part on your part. You got anything you want to add to that?
We just want to make sure, guys, anybody that's walking around the truck, make sure you make proper eye contact with the operator. If you do, make sure that he gives you a nod or a thumbs up when you're walking around it. Be sure to remind your men this morning. Be sure and watch all the other traffic that's surrounding the area. The guys that's testing the concrete, let's make sure that we don't back over them. Watch for other people that's all working around you.
All right, guys, once again, we're going to be placing 270 yards of concrete today. I think, Matt, you've got this truck scheduled to be here at 7:30. Nichols will be pulling up with that. We need to make sure, Dave, we get the plastic down before we stage the truck. Matt Nycom, he's got 50 yards scheduled an hour. We're going to start on the east side working west, filling the foundation at 1 foot an hour. Once again, the assignments are as followed. Sam, you're going to be on the pump today. Brandon, you're going to be on the vibrator. Buddy will be on the tail of the vibrator. Robert's going to be on the rake with the finishers. Tim will also be on the rake with the finishers. Herb and Avery will be finishing. Frank and Jimmy's going to be doing form watch. Matt's going to be collecting tickets at the pump. All right, on this next portion, we're going to be covering testing. Herb, do you want to talk to us a little bit about the hazards and way to eliminate them?
Yeah, it's always a concern struck by objects and being in pinch points. And as far as eye contact, probably need to keep in eye contact with the pump man. I also like to add worry about our eye wash station. I have an eye wash in the gang box, but maybe we ought to think about putting an eye wash station there on the site. And cuts and abrasions, if you got any open wounds or anything like that, or for the concrete crew, we need to get those cuts and scratches and stuff covered up to protect you from concrete poisoning.
Those are really excellent points that Herb brought up. We need to make sure that we add these to the future JSAs, and I'll get with Matt Gentry. Maybe we'll add this to our pre-pour checklist. So if we walk down here, we're not going to have any permits, so that's non-applicable. On the personal protective equipment, we need to have our normal PPE, our hard hats, safety glasses, and work boots. On special there, we got to make sure we have the rubber dip concrete gloves on here. On this portion of it, we don't have to wear the Kevlar gloves.
Make sure you keep all the rebar caps on the sides, on the top of the rebar, any adjacent rebar. Make sure if one of them gets knocked off, bend down, pick it up, put it back on. It's everybody's job. So keep those nice and neat.
We need to watch out for strains and pulled muscles. So we need to make sure we're doing the proper stretching and the ergonomics. And the big thing on that is the slip, trips, and falls. Guys, when these finishers are coming back, they can't keep watching behind them. So as they're kicking and getting their way back out of there, you guys on the rake, make sure they're not getting ready to walk into a rebar, fall into a hole. You guys pay attention to what they're doing.
I got a safety short here. Employee struck by discharge hose while unfolding the pump truck. You guys got some pictures there on the front. The immediate cause analysis. On August 20th, 2008, Bowen was setting up a 34-meter pump truck for a scheduled 3 p.m. concrete pour inside a building. The pump truck was positioned in the building to the intended location, shown in figure 3 on the front, and the outriggers were set.
Guys, a couple things I want to touch on. You guys did a really good job yesterday getting this foundation ready to pour. You guys had a lot of time constraint, and by the way, Frank and your crew, Jimmy and your crew all got together and really buckled down and got this ready. That's the reason we're pouring it today. So keep up the safe work. Good deal. Does anybody want to add anything to this?
It is going to be hot again today, so everybody drink plenty of water. Watch out for your other guys working around you just to make sure nobody's getting overheated.
What are we supposed to do if something changes, guys? What's that? We're going to need to cover that 2-minute rule. Just stop what we're doing. Even if we're pumping concrete and something changes, stop what we're doing. Let's regroup. Let's figure out what the problem is, how we can fix it, and then let's get back to work after everything's safe. Once we're done with this task, we are done with this JSA. We need to close it out, and once we go into the next task, we need to fill out a new JSA. So let's also, if this thing goes on past lunch, that we need to be validating these and making sure that we're following what we've written down. So once again, guys, once we're done with this, let's close it out. Once we start a new task, we'll write another one. So good work, guys. Let's be safe. Let's go to work.